Welcome to this week's pop culture catch up. I am caffeinated. I'm rewatching the Summer House Reunion Part 1. I'm ready to start this video off. If you are new here, my name is Maddie and I run Anthropoplogy, which I call the not so scientific study of reality TV, pop culture, and Bravo. And every week on my Substack, I do a pop culture catch up where we dive a little deeper into some of the pop culture topics from this week. Now, on my Substack, I promised I wouldn't talk so much about the Summer House Reunion. And I know I already did that once, but we can move on to other reality TV news I'm really excited for. And that is that Love Island USA season 8 finally announced their new cast members. Now, the new season is starting June 2nd on Tuesday. I'm filming this and posting it on Saturday. And they just posted, I believe, Thursday. So pretty last minute, but I'm excited for the cast. I'm going to run through the 12 OG Villa members who will be there and kind of give some of my initial thoughts. Now, obviously, I don't know these people. I haven't looked at their social media. All I know is from the People magazine article I'm going to be referencing and the teaser video. So if my opinion changes, that's okay. Okay, first we have Ania. Her dad is an NBA player. I don't really know sports, so I don't know who he is, but she is gorgeous. So we love that. Next is one of my favorite people I'm excited for, and that is Beatriz. She is a Paralympian, and I believe she placed bronze in, I don't know if it was this recent Paralympics, but another one. But I got really into watching the Paralympics a couple of years ago when the Woodalls were competing. And so I think it's really great to like see some of this inclusivity. And I'm really excited to just like see her. I'm sure she's a badass because she's in the Olympics, and like anyone who can do a sport is cool in my book. So excited to see her. Next, we have Bryce, and he is the DJ garbage man guy. And I'm gonna be honest, I get good vibes from him. I don't know. Usually, I don't know if I'm like, oh, DJ is cool, but he seemed fun in the teaser, so I'm interested in seeing what he's up to. We also have Gabrielle, who simply the only thing I can say is hot, and that's all I got. He's pretty hot. We have Casey. He is a nursing assistant. He says women love men in healthcare, and unfortunately, he clocked that. I do love a male nurse or male in healthcare. We have Kenzie. I believe she said she like just graduated, so she seems pretty young. Now I know we love the young people on TV, but sometimes too young. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm 30. Not that that's old, but I feel like thinking back to how I was right out of college, like I should not go on a reality show. So we'll see. I'm sure she'll bring good vibes and like be fun at least. And sometimes we do like that like messy youngness on Love Island. So we'll see. Next, we have Melanie, who manages a bikini store. We have Sean, who is a police officer. I saw a lovely video by his sister on TikTok just talking about what a great guy he is. So I'm intrigued to see him. We have Sincere. Time will tell whether he is sincere or not. We have Trinity, who is a model from a small town. Vasana, who is a salon owner, I believe. And I just found out this morning is from Oregon, and that is currently where I live. So very cool. And then we have Zach, who is Charlie's brother from last season. And now, before they even said that, I saw this man on my phone, and I said, that guy looks like Charlie. And I was correct. They could practically be twins. So it'll be really interesting to see how the cast does. I am excited to clock in for my new full-time job of watching Love Island USA. And Tuesday during the premiere, I'm going to be live chatting in my Substack group chat. So if you're not subscribed to my Substack, you can head over to anthropoplogy.substack.com. I'll link it below and join our group chat Tuesday, and we can chat all during the premiere. Now, this past Monday was also the American Music Awards. It was the 52nd annual American Music Awards, and it was hosted in Las Vegas by Queen Latifah. There were a lot of great presenters or announcers off the bat. First, Hilary Duff. I love having her comeback moment. It's great. She looked amazing. Hannah Berner and Lisa Rinna presented together, which is so fun. Two Bravo girls who I like, but I believe can be controversial, and we're both kind of like kicked off Bravo. So I thought that was kind of fun to like see them together. And then we had an iconic duo, Meg Salter and Paul W. Downs, who I need them to do like everything together. I think they should do a spin-off from Hacks since it just ended of the two of them together. And if that's too far, just keep letting them present together. They are so funny together, and it's like one of my favorite bits. But there were a ton of really awesome wins. I have like a pretty big list, as well as linked the full list on my Substack, but I'm just going to pick a few to go through. Album of the year went to Sabrina Carpenter, Man's Best Friend, which is one of my favorites. Breakthrough album of the year, Zara Larsson, Midnight Sun. Best male pop artist, Justin Bieber. Breakthrough R&B artist, Leon Thomas. Best male Latin artist, Bad Bunny. Collaboration of the year, Pink Panthers and Zara Larsson, Stateside. I think everyone who won was like pretty a good choice, and lots of fun wins, and that's very exciting. In other reality TV news, again, we got the trailer for the first two-part reunion of Southern Hospitality. Now, I don't think enough people are watching Southern Hospitality. I feel like first couple seasons it was off to a slow start. More people are starting to clock in, but I'm going to need more people to clock in too, because this season was very good, and the reunion trailer looks amazing. We got some standouts. We have Michael's calling out Mia about West Wilson, which, get this man off my screen. I swear every single time I turn on Bravo, he's talking to another girl. He's involved in something else. We can't win. We cannot win. But aside from that, talking about Justin, who works or who stars in Southern Hospitality, is now dating Charlie. And if you are a Southern Charm watcher, you know that Charlie and Craig were in a relationship situationship thing, whatever the kids are calling it these days. And people are wondering if there's overlap. Grace Lilly is questioned about her recent arrest. Michaels and TJ fight about their relationship and hookups. It is just juicy. And I will say that Emmy has cried 100% less than I thought she would in the trailer, which does not mean she doesn't cry in the reunion. I was just surprised we didn't get any anxiety attacks in the actual trailer. So I'm very excited. If you're not watching Southern Hospitality, I highly recommend you do, because I think it's kind of like the new Vanderpump Rules. Like, I think it's really starting to get, they're really starting to hit their stride. So I'm pretty excited. We will end off our main stories with some exciting off-campus news. Now, if you're like me, you have been sucked into the off-campus world, and I fought it for a while. I said, I don't need another 8-episode TV show to get obsessed with. And unfortunately, I fell victim to another hockey romance, as I did Heated Rivalry, because I loved Off Campus. I watched that in 2 days. It was so good. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop watching interviews. I love them. And Off Campus announced that the second season will be focused on Dean and Allie. So I'm excited about that, because I'm really interested in their relationship and how it will flourish. And I'm very excited for some new hair inspo from Allie, because my natural hair does not look like this. It is curly. And I think hopefully by the time the second season airs, I'll have grown out my hair a little longer. So maybe I can start taking some inspiration for my natural hair from the TV show. So I'm pretty excited about that. But regardless, I'm also just excited to see where the relationship goes. I know that each season is based off of one of the books by Elle Kennedy. I did not read the books. I know I'm a reader, but sometimes I can't get full into the like romance smut genre. So maybe I will, but no promises. But I'm pretty excited. And Amazon reported that season one reached 36 million viewers in the first 12 days, which is like insane. So let's keep it up for season two. Let's get excited. I can't wait. Also, one last thing on Off Campus, I almost forgot. Quinn, which is the like audio erotica app, has tapped Allie and Dean, or the actors and actresses who played them, to do a new short story. Maybe they're not called short stories. I don't know. I don't listen, but do a new story called Rent Free. And if you can remember, they tapped the Heated Rivalry boys. They did Rob from Love Island. They're just like always on the nose with their stories. So I'm sure that's really popular right now. Now, every week, I also talk about a few other stories that I don't quite deep dive into, but I think are good to know. And you can always pop them in a group chat, talk to other people about, but just other stories to kind of get a conversation going. So Hillary Duff this week has released 7 Mine versions, or kind of like Taylor Swift's Taylor's versions. And so she's re-recorded 7 songs. I don't think enough people are talking about that. But as I mentioned earlier, love Hillary Duff. In other music news, Olivia Rodrigo has released her track list for her upcoming album, and Ariana Grande has released her first single off of her newest album, and that is called Hate That I Made You Love Me. Now, I feel like that song's getting kind of a lot of hate, which I'm not sure why. I really like it. I'm also seeing like all these like letters from fans to people. I saw it with Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Ariana Grande of like fans writing like that they're disappointed in the new music. I don't know, just they're musicians. Let them explore, let them have fun. Who cares? Just if you don't like it, don't listen. Celine Dion, which I guess is his music news, but she's getting a TV show, which is really exciting. So I don't know a ton about it, but that headline definitely caught my eye because I know she's been in the news a little recently and starting a new, I think, tour or residency. So that's great. And in our last kind of music news, Gracie Abrams has announced her tour as well. And if you remember, she has a new album coming out too. As far as some other movie news, Andy McDowell and Kevin Bacon have both joined the adaptation of Beach Read. I'm very excited. You can't quite see it, but I have a bookshelf over here and I own every Emily Henry book. So I'm really excited for that movie. And Bad Bunny has joined the cast of Toy Story 5 and will be pizza and sunglasses. And Bad Bunny is so funny. I really liked him and Happy Gilmore too. So I hope he has like a good chunk of something or like some funny lines in Toy Story. And finally, to wrap up our little group chat segment, the Real Housewives of Orange County alum Kelly Dodd is facing jail time and an arrest for revenge porn. It looks like she is sharing some files of revenge porn without consent from the party. So definitely will see where that goes. And there's seems like there's been kind of a lot of that in the Bravo world because if you remember with Summer House, that's kind of what started the West and Amanda rumors that someone allegedly had a video of them and was going to share it. And obviously, just so we're all clear, that is illegal. That is not good. Do not do that. Do not share things. Finally, to wrap everything up, I like to talk a little bit about what's in my personal cultural orbit. So what I'm reading, consuming, watching, etc. So we're starting with what I'm reading. I have just started. Phoebe Meerman's gonna lose it. I am very excited. I started it on my Kindle. I'm like just a couple chapters in, so still like not really have thoughts on it yet. But I also ordered the signed copy. I pre-ordered it because I know I'm gonna like it. I will be surprised if I get to the end and I do not like it because I like Brooke a lot and relate to her, and I think she is most likely a good author. And just the vibe of this, like I definitely would pick this book up anyway. So pretty excited about that. Reading on Substack, I loved the Betches kind of recap of the first part of the Summer House reunion. What can I say? Sorry, I'm addicted. Like I said, I'm rewatching it right now. So my computer's in front of me. And I like to consume media about it. I've watched podcasts or listened to podcasts about it, watched recaps, read recaps. I'm addicted. As far as what I'm watching other than rewatches of the Summer House reunion, I'm obsessed with Widow's Bay. Now, I know a few people on my Substack told me about it and got me to start it, and I can't remember exact people, but to those people, thank you, because this might be one of my favorite shows. It is like a dark comedy thriller. It is definitely like spooky at some points, but it is very funny, and not enough people are talking about it or watching it. I think there's 7 episodes out and it's on Apple TV. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you do. It is very good. Now, usually I share a song I'm listening to or an album. And unfortunately, this week I've been so engrossed in podcasts that I haven't listened to any music. But I did share the bird songs, the bird chirps that I've been listening to during work, during my full time job, because I do work full time in marketing outside of my Substack. So if you're interested in some relaxing bird songs when I'm doing work during the day, I think it kind of like relaxes me and calms me. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it below as well. I'm also, like I said, listening to podcasts, and on Threads, someone shared a link to a Trader Joe's podcast by the podcast Acquired. I'd never heard of Acquired before, but I'm a sucker for Trader Joe's and a podcast. So I listened and I'm hooked on this podcast now. They basically deep dive into like the history of how businesses and companies have kind of come to be now. So I listened to the Trader Joe's one, I listened to the Costco one, and I just started the one about the Mars Chocolate Company. And they're all like 2 or 3 hours long. So like I can listen to one episode in like a week because it takes me so long to get through them on top of my other podcasts. But it's really interesting if you're kind of like into the history of businesses or like businesses you like. And finally, something I've been thinking about is Carter Sullivan here on YouTube. She's one of my favorite bloggers. She does a lot of like introvert vlogs and talks about kind of like how she is an introvert, which I relate to a lot. I am a big introvert. Like I can be social and talk to people, but I am such a homebody. It's how I started my Substack because I wanted a hobby I could honestly do at home. But we have very similar taste in books. So I love her book recommendations. She loves hot dogs, as do I. And just kind of seeing how she lives her life so contently and inspiring as an introvert helps me and inspires me. So I've really been loving her. And that is this week's pop culture catch up for the week ending in May 30th. I can't believe it's already June. Where has the year gone? I will see you guys next week for the next pop culture catch up. And if you want to chat all things Summer House, Widow's Bay, Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It, or anything else that I talked about today, let me know. And as a reminder, Tuesday night, we will be doing a Love Island live chat in my Substack group chat. It's free to subscribe, free to join. We're going to be talking about the first episode of Love Island USA as it's airing on Peacock. So I will see you guys hopefully Tuesday night.